So it's been a while. What's going on YouTube? This is Mr. Dude 206. And honestly, I've been just too lazy to upload all the videos that I was supposed to for this car. I do have a bunch of videos that I have not uploaded, but mainly did that for my own record to what I'm doing with this project. So this is a little update video of what's been going on. I think the last video I did is I was taking out the engine. And I did succeed in take out the engine, but I did a whole lot of other things. So let's get you up to speed. So what I did here is I replaced the fuel filter with the 300ZX fuel filter. I then replaced the fuel lines there. Fuel lines, make sure you get the fuel injected ones because they are higher PSI. They're also more expensive. They're like $5 a foot. So I got 5 foot. Divide that by 2.5 feet to the engine. Also, what I did here is this is the battery tray. It wasn't rusted, but it was pretty much bare metal. And I then moved my washer bottle to the left because I plan on putting a battery this way. I'm still trying to look for a battery that's this size. I do know that a Miata battery will fit. I also do know that Ford Focus from 2001 will possibly fit, so I'll check that out. So my battery's going to sit here, and hopefully my front mount intercooler is going to be in that area. So I then had to move the bottle here because I want to keep my windshield wiper fluid because, you know, in Seattle, Washington, it rains and shit gets dirty. But anyways, I did route my wiring harness, and then I taped off, and this isn't final, by the way. I'm still putting shit together. I put it through the firewall, and then I also put the ECU where it needs to be in the foot panel there. And if you didn't know, the JDM ECU has a different bracket than the left-hand drive. So I swapped those bracket, and then I inverted it, and you had to change all that shit, yada, yada, yada. So the ECU and the computer's already done. Everything in the engine bay is done so far. I'm not going to paint it because that's just a lot of work. And plus my shit's kind of mismatched anyway. So no big point in there, and it's not a show car. I just want to get shit running. I still am contemplating on whether to change my bushing. I'll probably go ahead and order to do that. I will have to order that. I'm still waiting on parts. So, shit. I haven't even updated you guys on the engine. So, long story short, I received a red top that fell, and it cracked the intake manifold. And it cracked the intake manifold. The ECU was fucked up. I didn't get a freaking mass airflow sensor. So then I got this blacktop SR20 DET. I pretty much already rebuilt it. I changed all the gaskets. I changed the water pump. I changed the alternator. I changed the spark plugs. I changed the oil filter. I also... Hey, there's an intercooler. I also changed the turbo elbow for the ISR one because the stock one is restrictive. I painted the heat shield. I also painted the exhaust manifold here. And then I took off a lot of piping. I basically prepped everything to switch over to SR. I removed the hoses back here, and then so these are conversion lines so that I can go to the left-hand drive. There's just so much shit I did, but at this point in time, I'm kind of waiting for a crank pulley. I'm waiting for a crank pulley because while I was taking off this crank pulley to change the rear main seal, I gave it a little chip, which sucks. So, long story short is, I wanted to overnight it. What the fuck is on my finger? What is that? Anyways, I wanted to overnight something from FRS Sport. It's where I'm ordering a majority of my stuff. And I ordered for overnight, and they told me that they emailed me, and I didn't receive any email, so they said it was 7 to 10 days. So then I emailed them back. I was like, hey, how is 7 to 10 days overnight? That's not overnight. So then I'm going to be waiting maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, because they won't have it in stock for 7 to 10 days. And then they're going to ship it out in 1 to 6. So that is basically holding me up for this whole swap process, because I need to change that crank pulley. People told me I could run it without it. But if I'm going to be pushing a turbo engine, I don't want anything to get snagged up. So in the meantime, I'm ordering, I also ordered a new starter. I don't know where the hell I put that. But I ordered a new starter because I'm waiting for parts anyways. So it's always good to have a backup. Backup parts for other parts is pretty cool. One thing I did want to mention, if for those in the know, is that I had a SR20 DET ECU that was chipped or ROM tuned for Z32, which comes from a 300ZX twin turbo. So I had to upgrade my SR20 MAF to a Z32 MAF. And as soon as I upgraded that, I needed to upgrade the plate that it comes with another adapter plate, so I could fit the Z32. So that was a couple $100 that I had to spend to upgrade. When I obviously I could have done it later, but it sucks now because I have a SR MAF that came with the engine that I really can't use. I did get my HKS blow-off valve because I like the way it sounds. I listened to the Greddy, I listened to the Tile, but I like the HKS pretty well, so I decided to go that way. Plus, I already had the HKS exhaust, so might as well stick with that brand and see how that goes. Yeah, so I'm at the point where I'm just fucking waiting for shit. I still have the KA. I haven't cracked into that yet. I don't know what's going on. Have the downpipe. I have the front mount intercooler. I haven't been able to mock that up. I'm just waiting on this crank pulley so I can put that on and throw it in the engine. I did install my clutch, change the rear main seal as well. That was fun. I did notice that when I initially had my engine, it was missing one of the tranny bolts. So putting on that was a bear, especially by yourself if you're working on your car by yourself. Stuff's kind of hard to do. But make sure, if you're working on your car, to label everything. Label all your bolts. It is so easy to misplace bolts. And, yeah. Also, don't strip your bolts out. Try to go torque. Try to do torque specs where you can do torque specs. What else could I say? Oh, this did have a racing clutch in it. I took that out. The person before me was probably drifting, so low mileage or whatever. I don't know, because everything points to some mofo in Japan was driving the shit out of this engine. Who knows? But I'll know as soon as I can start it up. So at this point, I'm looking for a battery, and I'm going to try to get this engine in. Also, I cleaned out the throttle body, and that was caked up. And I just want to get shit together. I also got the bumper hanging up there. Anything else that I need to do? No, not really. Until I get everything in. So this is just an update. My bad for not updating you guys. But not a lot of people watch my car videos versus my video game shiz. But it's seasonal on my channel if you know me. Car stuff in the summertime, video game, mumbo jumbo, etc., etc. So this is Mr. Dude 206. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it, and hopefully the next time you see this, I will at least have the engine in the car. Also, I had to make this. This is the stock one. So I can adapt my intake. I had to add a coupler because the 2.5 was too small for the 3-inch Z32. And then this is just something I made a cap. I got a 3/4 inch threaded nipple, a cap that off in the meantime so I can run my intake. And, you know, obviously if I don't need to use this right away, I won't, but I'm still trying to hobble shit together. Yeah. That is pretty much it, folks. Nothing much more to say. Let's give myself some credits. I also need to clean up my fucking arcade shit. Oh, whoops. Thanks for watching. Peace.